Laws is a non-profit organization. What we do is we work our best to pair up pets with potential adopters. It's a pretty rigorous adoption process so that we know that we are finding the appropriate home for each individual cat or dog. We do tend to have some guinea pigs and rabbits that have come through the doors, but that's generally what we do. That's how our process works. It's a deep application process, and then we work through that to find the best homes. Barn Buddies is a project that we have that we're just starting. Due to the feral cat population, the feral cats, they're very difficult to come around when they're in a shelter environment. They're petrified, they're just scared, and all they have done their entire lives is hunt for themselves, never had to be affectionate with an owner. They just did their own thing, and now they're here. They're in a kennel, they're surrounded by other cats, and they've got strangers coming to them and trying to empty out their litter boxes and feed them on a regular basis. They're very, very fearful. So what we have instituted is the Barn Buddies program, with if there are barns in the area that are in need of a barn cat, a feral barn cat, what we are doing is we are taking our feral cats that are in the shelter, we are giving them their vaccinations, we are having them spayed or neutered, and they are going to barns at no charge. Pause to Consider is a 2-week program for cats. So if a family has cats or dogs at home that they want to adopt a cat, but they're not sure if the cat will get along with the other members of the furry family, the cat is put on this 2-week Pause to Consider program. The cat goes home, and if everything is a-okay, the cat stays at the home, but the owner does have the option of bringing the cat back within a 2-week period, which is the 2-week Pause to Consider period. They're considering taking the cat as long as it goes okay at home. All cats that are over 10 years old, there are senior cats, are adopted at no charge to an acceptable adopter, and that's due to the fact that they need a good home too, and it's usually the kittens that tend to fly out of here pretty quickly. We want to give the older guys a forever home at the end of their life and just have a nice cushy life. And if we can take the financial burden off of them of having to purchase or adopt and put money towards that cat, then that's what we'll do to make sure that these guys get a good home.
Yeah, so the Perth Maple Fest is Saturday, April 27th. Laws is going to have a table. We will be providing information as well as having a book sale. The revenue generated from the book sale will go to cover some of the operational expenses of keeping the shelter open, because we rely primarily on donated fundraising and donations to maintain operations. So it's a great opportunity to come out and support Laws, as well as I understand there's maybe maple syrup and get some books, so it's a win-win. At this point in time, we have a fundraising committee that really, goes out to provide support to fundraising events in the community. I know we have a walkathon coming up at the beginning of June. Last year we held our first annual walkathon, and that was amazing. It was held in September, so this year we're going to do it a little earlier and hope that it's as much of a success as the initial one was. And then there's a lot of third-party events that go on in the community. So we don't have direct control over the events, but we certainly do whatever we possibly can to support those who are fundraising on our behalf. We really rely on the community for a lot of support. So we have a wish list on our website. So if people want to, look at the items and drop by the shelter and drop an item off, that's on our wish list. That's always great. We also have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We have in-shelter volunteer opportunities. So, from walking the dogs to feeding the animals, it really gives people the opportunity to be exposed to the in-shelter environment. And then as well, we have out-of-shelter volunteer opportunities, whether it be sitting on the board, one of the committees of the board, fundraising activities, those are all certainly ways that people can help above and beyond, obviously, donations